Everybody, how are you? It is Monday and it is that time of the day. It's morning and it's coffee time with your coach. Do you all have your coffee? Mine's really hot and fresh and strong. I like that strong dark roast coffee. Gets me going in the morning. And you know another thing that gets me going in the morning is getting to talk to you guys. It's one of my favorite parts of the day, and I have been missing you. I promised you that this week we were going to work on different areas of your life, healthy habits that we can start doing in the different areas of our lives to help us reach our goals. And I put on my page last Thursday, I believe, it was a pie chart, and it would show you the different areas in your life that you need to work on, and it's a really good thing to look at once a week to see where you're teetering and tottering. Work-life balance can be really difficult sometimes, especially for entrepreneurs like me who have my own business. So I really have to have visuals. I'm a visual person. It's kind of the artsy-fartsy person in me. But just doing a really quick little pie chart of the major areas in your life, and everybody's is probably different. For me, mine is work, my coaching, and then my family, and then my spiritual, my life with Christ. And then there's the, what's the one I'm forgetting? Oh, my health and fitness. Okay. And so I really want you to try and make your pie chart, your little round pie chart, cut in slices just like a pie. I want you to visualize those. And when you make your chart, I want you to have each one a different color. Okay, so work might be green, and your personal life might be pink, and your walk with Christ might be blue, your spiritual life. And so anyway, I want you to take some time, if you haven't already done it, and figuring out the most important areas in your life. And the next 5 days, I'm going to be discussing with you my top 5 and kind of ways that I work on these areas to try and get them balanced. Honestly, I really, really don't believe that it's ever 100% balanced. When we focus on one area, we're neglecting another area. And when we're focused on another area, we're neglecting another area in our life. And that's just it's a hard fact. It's something that we have to do. And that's why the pie chart's so important. Because when we see where we're lacking, we know where we need to put our attention for that day or that week. And then we can set our goals appropriately. Okay? Being an entrepreneur, and so if you own your own business, it can be quite difficult because that business can take your whole life because you're passionate about it. You want to give it your all 100% of the time, and then you're finding yourself neglecting the most important areas in your life. And so it's important for me to make sure that I have my disciplines in order when it comes to my spiritual life, because without God in my life and without my faith walk, I am really nothing. I am nothing to you, I am nothing to my family, and I am nothing to myself, That is the utmost importance for me. And what is the utmost importance for you? So whatever your most important thing is, you have to start your day off with that. And for me, it is most definitely God. Can't start my day without Him. My spiritual life. The second most important thing to me is my family. And the transitioning period of, becoming more of a matriarch in my family. I am still a mama, but I'm a grandma now. I'm a grandma too. And it's very hard for me because my children are adults and they just don't seem to need me as much as they once did. And there's that longing and that yearning in my heart as a mother that I still want to be a part of their lives all the time, and I'm unable to. That's something that we need to adjust as mothers and as fathers, that, our children aren't as needy as they were. That doesn't mean they don't need us in their lives, and it doesn't mean that we can turn our back on the most important job in the entire world, and that is to be there for them when they need it. And when they're not reaching out to you, it is your job to reach out to them. It's a difficult transition. It's a difficult transition for your children becoming adults and fathers and mothers, and it's a difficult transition for the mother when her children don't need her in their life the way they once did. So, but we need to make time for that personal time. And if you are a new mommy and daddy, that is should be one of the top things on your pie chart should be your family and your children and that quality time that you spend with them. So evening that all out, that teeter-totter effect, I say, God, family, work, your work life, are you getting where you want to be? Are you dedicating yourself to progressing in your work field? Are you educating yourself? What are you doing to become better? What are you working on? There's always an area in our work life that we can work on. No matter what field of study we're in, no matter what field of line of work we're in, we can always be progressing. And so it's important that we're finding ways to do that. PD time, personal development time, and personal time for you. How are you inspiring your mind, inspiring other people around you? And are you making time for a little bit of fun in your life and friends and enjoying yourself? Because what is life when we don't have time to enjoy it? So it's always the struggle, and this is what we're going to be talking about this week. So we're going to be discussing 5 different things. Today, this is the one I choose. Last Thursday, I did a quote by Brian Dyson on my Facebook, and I want to read it to you really quickly. It says, imagine life as a game in which you are juggling some 5 balls in the air. You name them: work, family, health, friends, and spirit. And you're keeping all these in the air. You will soon understand that work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it'll bounce back. But the other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and spirit, are made of glass. If you drop one of these, they will be scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. They will never be the same. You must understand that and strive for balance in your life. That's from Brian Dyson. He's the Vice President and COO of Coca-Cola. Wow, that is an inspiring quote. And I think as we go forward talking about these different areas in our life, we need to remember which balls are made of glass, okay? Because they're the ones that we can never, ever replace again. And they're the ones that on our deathbed, we're going to be thinking about, right? We're going to be thinking about them. I am all for being the very best you can be at work and trying to do better and make money. But folks, as I've always told you, money should not be the main goal. It should be a goal as to I would love to make more money so I can help my husband provide for our family. Oh, or if you're the husband, I would like to be able to provide for my family. Okay? Or I would like to have extra money saved up so that if there's, a traumatic experience happening in my life, I have that to fall back on. Or if there's a serious health issue, I have something to fall back on. Or if my kids are in need, I can help them. Those are the kind of things that we strive for, And if we have extra money to do some fun things, that is just great. But that is not the meaning of this life. Having extra money to give to charities, to help other people is a wonderful thing. Having extra money to be secure and safe is a wonderful thing, but it's not our life mission, okay? So all those other glass balls that we're throwing up, work is the only one that's rubber. It'll bounce back. It'll come back. It'll come back. You can change jobs and then come back. You can lose a job and be so fearful and have to practice your faith walk. And then in that faith walk, you can discover your passion and it'll come back. Work is a rubber ball and it'll always come back. But when we're talking about family, health, friends, and your spirit, your love walk with God, those are things that you have to strive for every day. These are things that are just of the utmost importance and that you cannot neglect. It's those things that when you're my age, you'll look back on and say, why did I do this? You'll have regrets. You'll be hurting over something that you didn't make time for when you were younger and you didn't have the wisdom and the knowledge. So listen to your elders when they tell you. Focus on what's really important. So I want you to take this week to listen to me, and I also want you to make a pie chart. I want you to make a pie chart of those: family, health, friends, spirit, and work. Okay, because those are the 5 areas that we're going to be talking about this week. First off, God, I'm just going to say this today. God should be the number one thing in your life, because with God, everything is possible. And with God, you will learn the way to live your life correctly. Okay? The Bible is the most amazing gift He's ever given us in this material world. We need to read that every day, folks. We need to read it. We need to commune with Him. We need to give our thanks to Him, share our blessings with Him. We need to cry out to Him when we're in pain. We need to do this. And when we're busy and we're just so busy, we kind of lose track of the one free phone call we have daily with God through the Holy Spirit. It's a long distance phone call. It's the only phone call that's free, and we can call Him as many times a day as we want and night. And it's always open to us. He's always listening. He's always wanting us to be a part of His life. And He's always wanting to talk to us and show us the way, the right way. People say, geez, I wish there was a book on life. I don't know how to get through this thing called life. I make so many mistakes and blah, blah, blah. Well, there is, folks. It's called the Bible. That is the book of life. It's the book of truth. It's the book that will get you the knowledge you need. It's the living, breathing word. It is one way He communicates to us. If we don't know how to live our life, we need to read the Bible. What does it say? How are we supposed to be living our life? And we need to start making daily changes to correspond with the Bible. No, we're never going to be perfect. Absolutely not. We're never going to be perfect. But we can strive to be more Christ-like every single day. Oh my gosh, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to sin. We're going to do the wrong thing. We're going to beat ourselves up. Why did I do this again? Why did I put my foot in my mouth? Why did I do this? Why wasn't I more humble? Why didn't I show more mercy? Why can't I be 100 different things to 100 different people all the time? The reason we can't is because we're not God. But we can strive to be the best us, you and me, that we can be. Right? We can strive for that daily. So important. So let's go from there. I want you to start figuring out what areas in your life need some attention. And let's start off with God, because He really is the number uno thing in our life. And someday we want to have a home with Him, don't we? Start making different disciplines in your life that include Him, so that they become habits, so that they become healthy habits, okay? Whether it's every night before I go to bed, I'm going to tell Him I'm grateful for 5 things that He did for me today, and I'm going to give Him thanks. Every morning when I wake up, I'm going to read a devotion. Every lunch hour, I'm going to read scripture, something, to start implementing Him into our lives daily. It needs to be a daily thing. Because with Him, you're going to find glory, and you're going to find happiness, and you're going to find joy, and you're going to find peace. And you just can't find those things in any other way, right? On Sundays, I'm going to start getting my butt out of bed and going to church, okay? So, like I've told you before in one of my videos, I have a really hard time when I hear people say that they don't love God because they didn't like their church, or their church said something, or one of their supposedly Christian church members hurt them in some way. But listen, people are human, and we all accidentally hurt other people, and we all accidentally do the wrong things, and we all accidentally say the wrong things, and you cannot define your relationship with God from a church you attended or from a supposedly Christian friends, because even Christian friends goof up. We all goof up. We're all sinners. We are just like everyone else, okay, because we're human. And why we're human, we're going to goof up. So, if you don't like the church you're going to, please start going to other churches and finding a church that you feel home, that you feel is home, that you feel comfortable in, that you love, that you have a church family that you can go to when you're in need. Keep going to church until when you walk in the doors, you are home. Okay? So I'm starting today with the very first, number one, top priority in my life, which is God, my faith, my walk with Him. Because without Him, I would have none of this. I wouldn't have any of it. I wouldn't have you. I wouldn't have my husband. I wouldn't have my beautiful sons, my grandkids, my beautiful daughter-in-law. I wouldn't have any of the material things that I have. The things that I love, the heirlooms that have been passed down to me from my great-grandma to my grandma to my mama to me. You know, I wouldn't have all these special things in my life. And I wouldn't even be able to notice just how blessed I am if I didn't have God. If I didn't have God, I would always be seeking and wanting more and never be fulfilled and never be satisfied, because God's the only one that can do that for us. You know? So let's start there. Let's start making daily disciplines that we can implement into our lives to let God know how much we love Him, and to let Him know how grateful and thankful we are and for everything in our life that He has bestowed upon us. And tomorrow we'll get into another little piece of the pie in our pie chart. Make your chart today. What are the most important things in your life? And like I said, we'll be discussing those 5 things. Number 1 today is God and our faith and our spiritual life. Okay? God bless you. I know you've got this. I love you guys. You have a beautiful, wonderful day, and happy coffee to you. God bless.